Hey guys, Carolyn here with Premier Movement, and we are going to run through today's workout moves. So first, we're going to do 3 rounds of each of our supersets, each of our pairs for the weightlifting portion. And today we get to do 15 reps, 1, 5, 15. And so we might have to work on a little bit more of cardio endurance here. So if you're using some sort of weights at home, just make sure you're using something a little bit lighter so that you can stick to that form. And remember, finishing those reps with good form is more important than choosing something heavier as far as weights go. Okay, so our first 15 rep move today is the push-ups. So I'll show you guys a couple options here. I'm going to turn you guys down here a little bit. So for the push-up, regularly you can start with your hands stacked directly below your shoulders. Make sure you screw those elbows in, keeping the neck long. And then you're coming down to the floor. Use that exhale, drive up, pressing that belly out, engaging the core. Cool. If you need a modification, something to make this a little bit easier, you can use something to elevate the hands. So for example, you can use the armrest or your couch, but same exact cues. We're stacking our hands directly below our shoulders. Make sure that neck is nice and long, screw the elbows in, and then as we come down, use that exhale, driving up. Okay, we don't want to reach through the neck. Keep that neck nice and long with the chin tucked. And then again, using your exhales through your core. And then our next move today is the vertical jump. So we're going to start with our feet about shoulder width apart. We want to make sure we're pulling the pelvis underneath, keeping the rib cage down. Can you show me how to do it? Yep, hold my hand. Good job. So as we sink into that squat, we want to make sure our knees track our outside 2 toes and that we're keeping that torso long, chin tucked. We don't want to shift forward here so that we're arching the back. We're going to hold it for a second there, load that squat, and then we're going to use that exhale, explode up, okay? Use that exhale as you drive through the top. We're sinking into that squat, the knees track the outside 2 toes, load that squat, explode up, using the exhale. If you have to take the jump out, that's okay. Just explode it through into a calf raise. So knees track the outside 2 toes, long neck, head up, and just make sure we're not arching the low back at the bottom of that squat. So 15 of the vertical jumps, and then our next set today is called a squat with a pulse. So a couple options for this one. You can do just body weight. You can hold something for a weight, maybe a little bit lighter here. What? You want help? I gotcha. Do you want it around your neck? There you go. So if you have a band, you can put that. What's the matter? Do you want me to hold you? You can put that band just around the knees, and then we're going to be pulsing through that squat at the bottom. So feet shoulder width apart. Grab your weight, feet shoulder width apart, and then we're going to make sure that we're tucking the pelvis, keeping that the hips underneath, rib cage down. We want to make sure if you're holding a weight, keep those shoulders back and down here, and then we're going to sink into the bottom of that squat, and we're just pushing our knees out, pulse, pulse, pulse. Use your exhale, drive up. Okay, back into it, long neck, chin tucked, pulse, pulse, pulse. Okay, kiss rewards at the top. Mwah. Okay, so that's our squat with a pulse. Next move we have today is a row. And so with our row, I'm going to show you guys another couple options here. You want that one? There you go. I'm going to show you guys a couple options so that you can kind of change up the rows a little bit. Maybe you have a resistance band that looks like this at home. You can use one of these. I'll show you how to do that. Or another option is if you have, can I see this one? You hold the blue one. If you have one of these resistance bands, you can try this too, okay? So you hold it for me. You hold it for me, okay? So if you're gonna do something like a longer resistance band, you can adjust the resistance. Let's turn this down a little bit. And you're just gonna use the feet to plant through and create some resistance on that band, okay? So we're gonna hinge from the hip, make sure that we're not arching the low back here and that we're keeping the rib cage down. We wanna use the exhale, pressing the belly out as we roll the elbow to the torso, okay? Nice and controlled here. Big exhale here, okay? And then what that looks like, if you have, I don't want to take this away from her because you guys saw what happened. Do you want to do it with Mom? Can I see this one?
No.
Please. And let me show them.
No.
Okay. Toddlers are really fun. Here, do you want to hold this one?
Mm-hmm.
Traja, can I have this one?
No.
What about this one? Let me see this, please. Here you go. There you go. Okay, so if you're using the loop here, just loop it around the foot. And then same exact cues. You're just creating resistance on that band here. You can split the stance to rib cage down, using the exhale as you roll, elbow to the torso, back down. Okay, if you don't have a band, just find something that you can use as a weight. For example, that one's going to be pretty heavy. But if you have something like, here I have a couple gallons of water here, but same exact thing. Long in the torso, no arch in the low back. Exhaling as you roll the elbow to the torso, okay? So those are our rows, 15 on each side. And then our last set today is going to be the curtsy lunge. And I'll show you guys, you can step this one with no sliders, but a fun way to add a little variation to this one is with a slider. So you're gonna start with those feet side by side, and then you're gonna picture just a line through the center of your feet. You can use, if you have a kitchen tile, you can use an actual line here, or just imagine a line, but we wanna make sure we pull our hips underneath, stack that rib cage on top of our pelvis, shoulders back and down. Thank you, long in the neck. Good. So we're just gonna step that right foot, crossing that center line here, and we're gonna aim for 90 degrees in the front knee, 90 degrees in the back knee. Thank you for sharing. You're gonna use your exhale as you drive up, squeeze the glute at the top. So that stabilizing leg, my left leg, I'm squeezing that at the top. So stepping it back, 90-90, use that exhale, squeeze. So 15 stepping back with the right leg. A fun way to spice it up, you can use a towel as a slider. You can do, I just have a pot holder here, but same thing, we're gonna put that toe on the slider, right toe on the slider, and we're just sliding back, crossing that center line here. Keep that neck long, exhale, squeeze. Just make sure that that front knee stays tracking the outside two toes, and then we're not arching the low back as we extend up, okay? Our last move today, guys, I'm gonna slide you a little bit closer. Our last move today is the hip thrust. Do you wanna help with this one? So you can use something, just find something nice and heavy. You could use a big jug of water. I have that vase. You guys, like Dr. Becky said yesterday, you can use a backpack and just put some heavy things into the backpack. Do you wanna come sit with me for this one? Come here. So we're gonna get in position here. We wanna make sure we keep a nice flat back, a neutral spine throughout. We're just gonna hook those shoulder blades on the edge of, I'm using my couch here. And then we're gonna make sure that we keep that pelvis tucked so we're not arching the back. And then we're gonna just stack both of those feet so that as we press through, we're finishing with 90 degrees here, okay? So we're gonna thrust those hips up towards the ceiling, laying back, squeeze those glutes for 2 at the top, and back down. Pressing up, squeezing the glutes, and back down, okay? You wanna show them how to do it this way? So if you wanna add weight, you can add the weight through the hips, pressing up, squeezing the glutes at the top. Good. Make sure we're just keeping a nice flat back and that we're not arching the low back here. Okay? Great job. Can I have 5? 5? Good job. Yay! All right, so that's the weightlifting portion. And then we'll finish out today. I'm going to slide you guys back again. We've got some cardio to finish. Today we're going to go back to that 30-20 so that, let's see, is that better? So for our cardio today, we're going to do 30 rounds working, 20 seconds of rest in between each one. First one's called the plank pull through. So again, I'm going to bring you guys down. We're going to be in a high plank position, and then you can just find something that's going to be sliding on the floor in our pull through. I'll use my little pot holder here. You can use something too that has a little bit of weight to it. But we're going to start with those hands directly below our shoulders. Make sure we have a nice flat back, long neck, and then I'm just reaching from my right hand to the left, sliding through, back to our reset, left hand reaches, sliding through. Use the exhale, keep those hips nice and even. And again, you can add something that has a little bit of weight to it for a little bit of a progression on that one, okay? Next, we have our side shuffle. So clear out some space, make sure you've got a little bit of room to work with and that you don't have anything in your way that you might slip on. And I'm just gonna do my side shuffle this way to show you guys. Make sure we're keeping a neutral spine. So pelvis tucked, rib cage down. We're gonna start in a nice athletic stance. So we've got that nice bend of the knees, we're sitting down into it, okay? Keeping the shoulders back and down. Keep that tension out of the upper traps, okay? So I'm just gonna take my shuffles out to the right, pushing off that outside foot, and then shuffling back to the left, okay? Progression, again, you can add that band around the knees here and use that as a way to make it more challenging. Working in the abductors here and back, okay? And then we're gonna grab those sliders again and we're doing a mountain climber with that slider. So I've got 2 pot holders here. We're gonna be in that nice high plank position to start. Get those toes set on your slider, and then starting with that good foundation of a high plank, okay? Hands are below the shoulders, nice flat back, long neck. Then we're just alternating. Right knee comes up towards the right elbow, left knee towards the left elbow. You can progress this, add some speed, but make sure we're getting that foot all the way back. Using those exhales, should burn a little bit through those quads, core, and the shoulders, okay? And then last one, we're gonna finish with a power skip. So in that power skip, we're gonna do opposites here. So it's gonna be right arm with the left leg. And you can start with the march just to kind of get that reminder of that foundation of the skip here, right arm, left leg. Long in the torso, long neck, chin tucked. Then just add some power behind it. You can do these stationary in place. Okay, put some power through that foot, driving off the floor up towards the ceiling. You can add the movement here as you're going down and back, okay, just depending on how much space that you guys have to work with. So that's our home workout number 6. If you guys are trying out these workouts at home, let us know what you think. Give us a little feedback. You guys getting a good sweat on, and let us know how you're liking it. Reminder though that today, three rounds of each of those weightlifting pairs, 15 reps, and then at the end, we'll do 5 rounds of that cardio spike. So it's gonna be 5 rounds, 30 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest in between on each one. So that's what we have for a workout today, and let us know if you guys are getting your sweat on.